In waters of the archipelago, the National Army seized a shipment of marijuana. Here are more details.
Through a press conference, the National Navy announced the seizure of 1,805 packages of marijuana, which have a weight of 965 kilos with a value of $7,000 per kilo on the black market. The National Navy gave more details of the seizure.
Se pudo determinar que el pesaje oficial de esta incautación que tenemos aquí en nuestra...
It could be determined that the official weight of this seizure that we have here behind us is 965 kilos of creepy marijuana. In a joint operation with the Air Force and the Navy of Colombia, an important result was achieved against drug trafficking gangs. On this occasion, the seizure of a significant amount of marijuana. This shipment, according to the work we have been developing, came from the Colombian Caribbean coast. At this moment, we have 3 people who have been detained and are placed under the orders of the competent authorities to conduct the judicial process. This demonstrates and consolidates the presence of the public force, neutralizing this corridor of the archipelago of San Andres, Old Providence, and Santa Catalina as a corridor that is used by international trafficking organizations, but with the determined work, the commitment of the public force in the archipelago.
The shipment seized by the National Navy will be handed over to the prosecutor office for destruction.
And after the transference and cleaning of original Chinese archives to the city of Bogotá, the cataloging process has begun so that the community can make use of them. Isela, what else is known about this important issue for our culture and racial memory?
Hello, Lisa and televidents. Today, the process of catalogation of the regional channel arcades is going on at the Vivi Digital Center. The manager of Teleislas, Emiliana Bernal, explained the facts.
Today, we are opening the process of catalogation of the project that we put through since 2-3 months back in a contract with a productora from Bogotá, Yuma Video Cine Television. What we're doing is saving our archive. We have more than 24,000 archive or archivos, which is audiovisual archive. The catalogation is very important because it's almost the one to last part of the process, in which each archive, each document, each interview, each news program is going to be explained in its content. We are very thankful with Gobernación, with the Centro Vive Digital in Sierra Leone, who allow us to start this process today.
The process of catalogation will be finished this December of 2021, and they are working with a small group of young people with different professions. That's all the information for now. For Teleislas News, Gisela Livingston. Have a good day.
And we're in the World Breastfeeding Week. Let's remember how important it is to practice breastfeeding. Breast milk is the best food for your baby. This date is being commemorated with the slogan, "Protecting breastfeeding, a shared responsibility." And the departmental administration will hold talks and activities during this week.
Putting exclusive breastfeeding into practice from the moment you give birth is the best strategy to keep bodies healthy and strong during the first 6 months of life and could contribute to their growth and development. It is for this reason that the 10-year breastfeeding plan is reaching all the regions of the country, an initiative led by the First Lady of the nation, Maria Juliana Luis, and the Presidential Advisor for Children and Adolescents, Carolina Salgado, where a partnership agreement was signed with the Salutia Foundation that integrated the support of the Éxito Foundation and the technical support of the Ministry of Health and Social Protection.
It is the roadmap where activities are already being carried out to continue fulfilling the objective of this public policy tool to strengthen, sensitize, and raise awareness among Colombians about the social and economic benefits of proper breastfeeding and its importance in the health and welfare of mothers and their children.
Locally this week, from the 1st until the 7th of August, commemorate under the slogan, "Protecting breastfeeding, a shared responsibility." healthy. Social manager Roxana Zambrano shared with Teleislas News Camera's importance of this practice.
From August 1st to the 7th, we celebrate Breastfeeding Week and days. Breastfeeding is the first means of feeding our babies. We should feed our babies with breast milk exclusively during the first 6 months of their lives. It provides great benefits for our babies. Initially, it provides all the nutrients and defenses they need to be exposed to the physical environment. We want to invite all the mommies of our archipelago to develop breastfeeding. It brings great benefits for you and your baby.
Janette Gomez, the coordinator of PIC, which in Spanish it stands for Collective Intervention Plan, says that throughout this week there will be talks on these topics.
Tomorrow we will do an activity in which the nutritionist will be in charge of explaining in the waiting room all the benefits and care that should be taken during breastfeeding. In turn, every day with women who have given birth, the nutritionist will do massages and accompaniment in breast milk extraction techniques.
The activity and talk started from today.
And this weekend, the ship IRS Gloria arrived. The island community of the department has been able to get to know the flagship of the National Navy, which will visit for the first time on Providence.
During the arrival of the ship ARC Gloria to the Archipelago Department, the captain Jesus Gonzalez announced that the ship will arrive this afternoon in the municipality of Old Providence for the first time.
Zarpamos de Cartagena a finales de abril.
We sailed from Cartagena at the end of April. We were sailing in the Caribbean Sea. We passed through the Bermuda Triangle, sailing the east coast of the United States, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Gulf of Honduras, and we have arrived at the island of San Andres. This afternoon, we will set sail for the first time to the island of Old Providence, where the RSC Gloria will be for the first time, also so that our fellow citizens know about this sailing ship. We are inviting them. Starting tomorrow afternoon on the 4th of August, we will be there visiting them. The idea is that the school, the children, the people of Old Providence can come and visit us.
The ship ARC Gloria will anchor near the Bay of Old Providence. Due to the size of the ship, it will not be able to anchor nearby. For this reason, it will be another ship that will be picking up the islanders of the municipality to the flagship of the National Navy.
And in other news, members of a maritime transporters cooperative asked the superintendents of economy, ports, and transportation to immediately intervene in the cooperative due to alleged irregularities.
According to the letter sent by the workers, their rights were violated and some unjustified dismissals occurred.
We want to denounce some irregularities that are occurring in the Cooperative of Maritime Transportation's cooperative co-native brothers, and its owner has had persecution against several of its members. We have been expelled for the concerns and complaints and misunderstandings that exist between him and us. In the same way, he has taken over the company, does not render accounts, no balance sheet, and does not tell us anything. They are violating the rights of the associates. They are dismissing associates without just reason. Just for fact of claiming their rights, they are already dismissing them. I sent a letter 4 years ago requesting the balance sheet because for many years they have not presented the balance sheet to know the state of the cooperative.
In view of these allegations, this news agency approached the cooperative co-native brothers to know their response to these complaints.
They wanted to hold a general assembly and failed because they should have asked the governing body to convene it, and at no time they did so. Therefore, 5 of them proceeded with other people who were not part of it and held a meeting and tried to register it with the Chamber of Commerce. But I informed them that this was not the procedure, and the consequences came because by the statutes it is a serious offense and ends up among those sanctioned.
Regarding the irregularities in the termination of the labor contract, Mr. Francis mentioned that the workers tried to carry out a coup at the cooperative, and this was a justified cause.
And the electoral calendar for municipal and local youth council elections to be held for the first time in the country on November 28th advances.
The registration of candidates for the different modalities of youth elections will be until 3 months prior to the mentioned elections. The Electoral Census Directorate provided further information.
Los jóvenes entre 14 y 28 años de edad.
Young people between 14 and 28 years of age who have changed their residence and wish to vote in the municipal and local youth council elections can not only register their identity card by visiting the headquarters of the registrar's office, but they can also do it online by accessing the website of the National Registrar's Office, www.registraduria.gov.co.
On the other hand, the National Register of Civil Status, Alexander Vega Rocha, indicated that with the current registration of lists, the new platforms that will be used in the presidential and congressional elections for 2022 are being tested.
A partir de hoy, no solo en las sedes de la Registraduría.
As of today, not only the headquarters of the Registrar's Office, but also through the digital platform that we are launching, the young people will be able to register their list through the different political parties. We are testing the technologies that we are going to use in Congress and presidential elections.
The National Register of Civil Status called on young people to register for the list, assuring that it is a way to legitimize their protests and petitions.
And now let's learn about other facts that are making news in our brief news sections of today.
The Protection and Special Services section of the National Police, through its youth civic groups, Friends of Nature and Guardians of Tourism, conducted a cleanup campaign on the beaches at Sprat Bight. During the activity, the young people collected all types of solid waste that pollute the waters and affect marine species. More than 7,000 red mangrove propagules were transferred from San Andres Island by the Environmental Corporation Coralina and are now adapting to the climatic condition of Old Providence in the Jones Point Nursery, which was built at the end of July as a result of the cooperation of the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development in Weimar, Mas Bosques, and Coralina. During this weekend, the governor of the islands, Everett Hawkins, and his cabinet received the ship Gloria in its 7th visit to the archipelago department. During the event, the governor welcomed the crew as a gesture of pride and respect.
And now we continue with the weather forecast for today. The weather forecast for today, August 2nd, in the coastal area of archipelago, the sky is mainly cloudy. Temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, winds from the northeast direction, with intensities of 23 km per hour. Humidity forecast is of 79%, and probability of precipitation is of 31%.